Hey, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are talking about one of the most powerful tools in your business arsenal. Okay. Your content strategy. This is probably the hottest topic inside the socially awesome community. It's one of the items I get the most DMs about, the most questions about. People are tired of creating content that doesn't convert. And if that's you, this is your episode. Okay. So, we're going to break this down step by step, a guide on crafting a content strategy that not only engages but drives sales, all while establishing your omnipresence across multiple platforms. So, if you missed last episode, make sure you go back and check that out because I actually talked a little bit about why I've been building an omnipresence for so many years. And if you're not certain on what omnipresence is, basically it's the art of being everywhere your audience is, okay, but without burning yourself out. And that's my goal today, is really to focus on teaching you the importance of that and how to craft content that converts and then how to blast it everywhere. Okay. So the first thing we need to talk about is what a content strategy actually is, right? Your content strategy is the plan you use to create, publish, and manage social content that aligns with your business goals. So many people confuse this with a posting schedule. When I'm in the DMs and you're telling me, your content strategy needs work, and I ask you, okay, what does that look like right now? And you tell me, well, I post 3 times a day on TikTok at 10, 2, and 4. That's a posting schedule. Okay. Another misconception is a lot of people confuse content strategy with marketing plan. All right. Now we're actually doing the 30-day social success challenge right now. If you want more details on that, you can click the show notes below, where I'm teaching you step by step how to build your marketing plan, because your content strategy is an element of your marketing plan. Your marketing plan is how you connect your sales, your branding, and your content. And if they're not connected, you're not going to see the result that you want. If your content strategy is not aligned with your sales, then you might get some growth, but you're not going to make sales. If your sales is not aligned with your content strategy, then you're going to have inconsistent sales. You're not going to have consistent traffic or leads coming into your funnel. And you're going to wonder where your next sale comes in. And if neither of those are aligned with your branding, then you're going to confuse the heck out of your audience. You more than likely aren't going to get leads, sales, or any kind of social media metric. And people are going to wonder what the heck you're talking about. And you're not going to stand out, right? So all of this has to be aligned together. But for the sake of today, it's more than just posting on social media. It's social media. It's to your audience and lead them down the path to purchase. So again, your content has to be aligned with your sales goal. If your content is not bringing your audience to the conclusion that your product is their solution, then of course they're not going to buy from it. They might like it. They might be a cheerleader in your comments telling you how amazing you are, how much they love you, how inspiring you are, but that's not putting groceries on the table, right? So we really need to focus on delivering the right message for them to take action, which leads me into the specifics of crafting content that sells. So let's talk about how to identify your audience's pain points and desires and how to create content that offers a solution. It's not just about being present on multiple platforms. It's about delivering the correct message to the correct person that resonates with your audience and drives them to take action. So when we're posting, 5 tips to grow on Instagram or 3 things to cut out of your diet to lose weight, we have to make sure that there's a perspective shift. I think the hardest thing for most people to understand when it comes to content is that your job and your content is not to convince anyone to do something. It's to have your ideal client self-identify. So watch it and say, that's me. That's me. Then either read it or listen to it or whatever and say, oh my gosh, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. I need to be doing these things, right? Have that perspective shift. And then say, she has the thing I need, right? So it's really about them putting the puzzle pieces together. It's your job to put them on the table. Okay. So that is the hardest thing I think for most people to do, especially when getting started, because they either don't understand the transformation that they offer or they're not confident in the transformation that they offer. There's a big, big surge of people that have come into being digital marketers. I'm using air quotes right now because being a digital marketer has absolutely nothing to do with being in the wealth space. Okay. So that's a huge common misconception. I mean, you could be a health coach and be a digital marketer because you're digitally marketing your business, but that's a whole other podcast episode. It's really important that you are confident in the transformation that you can provide, because part of your content strategy has to be growth, nurture, and convert. Your growth content that attracts people, your nurture content that proves to them, okay, you followed me for a reason. This is how I can help you. And your convert content where they're like, ooh, okay, I got to buy that thing. Right. And part of that is social proof. So if you don't have any social proof, then you need to go get some before you can really be effective in content strategy. And social proof does not have to be big Stripe payment, screenshots. There's a whole thing over there about, people stealing other people's screenshots. And I won't go down that rabbit hole either, but you got to have some kind of proof, right? If you're teaching people to lose weight, I hope you've lost some weight. If you have, or helped someone else lose weight, right? If you are teaching people how to budget, I hope you have a monthly budget. You have to live your product. You have to be your brand. And that is the hardest thing for most people. So let's talk about how to take that once we've got that nailed in and create that omnipresence, right? Because this is the art of being everywhere your audience is, but without burning yourself out. And this is what I teach inside my academy. You can actually get my free masterclass that shows you my entire rinse and repeat content strategy in the show notes below. It's called the Sales Machine Masterclass. But I want to talk to you about how to repurpose your content across different platforms, creating a cohesive brand, brand presence that amplifies your message. With the right strategy, you can make your content seen by more people. So it's not as easy as saying, I'm going to put this TikTok everywhere. I mean, yes, that's anywhere that video content is good. It can benefit you, but you have to curate the content for the right message. So just taking your selfie you put on Facebook and putting it on Threads, it's not going to perform the way you want it to perform. Okay. That doesn't mean the content's not aligned with that platform. It might need to be presented in a different format. So I'll give you an example. So I just did a TikTok about, 3 ways to grow, or 3 ways to change your hooks to grab more attention in social media. That piece of content is relevant on any platform, right? Hooks are used in every form of content. I could transcribe that podcast or that TikTok. Sorry, I'm stumbling over here. Transcribe that TikTok, break it down into 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 threads or tweets, right? I can make it more storytelling and put it on Facebook. I could break it down into 5, 6, 7 story slide sequence for Instagram. I could make it more educational and have it as a carousel on Instagram as well. I could write it as a caption for a B-roll video on a reel. Like, it's really about working smarter, not harder. And omnipresence not only makes it easier for you to be seen and grow your audience, your collective audience across multiple platforms, but it also helps you keep your message consistent, right? So if you're over on TikTok throwing out TikTok tips and then Instagram throwing out Instagram tips and Facebook throwing out Facebook tips, you can't possibly be the expert in all 3. So it's really important that you keep the message consistent across all platforms. And it's so much simpler than you think. Make sure you grab that Sales Machine Masterclass because it'll break it down for you. But the last thing you have to do, the last piece of this puzzle, is measuring success and adjusting your strategy. So it's really important that you're measuring the success of your content strategy. I get people in my DMs all the time that tell me, I've been doing this for 90 days and nothing's working. Okay, well, it's time to switch something up, right? If we keep doing what's not working, it's going to continue to not work. So it's really important that you're tracking your engagement rates, your conversion rates, your click-through rates, and how you use that data to refine your strategy. So I've done a ton of videos on TikTok about, like, if people drop off in the first 2 seconds, 9 times out of 10, it's your hook. If they're not opting in, your call to action is not strong enough. Like, you need to look at your metrics to determine how to shift things up, right? Your content plan should consistently drive sales and grow your business. And if it's not, it's time to deep dive into why, and your numbers tell you everything. So creating a content strategy that sells isn't about posting more. It's about posting smarter by understanding your audience, crafting the right content, and being present on the right platform. You can turn your content into a sales system, but you have to learn how to apply these steps and how to do them effectively. Okay, so as always, thanks for tuning in. If this episode, these short bite-sized episodes help you, please leave a review, share it with your entrepreneur friends. Feel free to screenshot yourself listening, throw it in your stories, tag me on IG. I would love to, share you with my audience and celebrate you investing in your education for your business. Stay tuned for more tips on how to create content that drives results. And as always, make sure you check the show notes. Get my Sales Machine Masterclass. I really, really hope to see you in my upcoming Social Success Challenge. And as always, I go live noon on Wednesdays, CST, inside my Facebook community, where I give daily tips, tricks, and trainings to help you with your business online. So until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome.